Now, good morning to the morning group and good afternoon to the afternoon group. How is everybody today? I hope everybody is well. Now, this morning I thought we might try something like this. Now, have a look. Can you see what I did there? I'm using paint and I'm putting it on this picture. And the paint, if you look at it, is kind of lumpy, isn't it? Lumpy, which means well, they don't say lumpy, it means it kind of has texture, so kind of lumpy, which is texture. And if you look at it, it's kind of swirling around. And I was just playing with this, and I was wondering, what do you think it might look like? To me, it looks a bit like a sky, doesn't it? And they could be the stars, and the wind is blowing around, so you can see different things in the picture. I wonder what colours you can see. Well, you can see there's white, and there's blue, and there's kind of some yellow and a bit of green, and there's some purple. Anyway, so what I did was I just put the paint on this page and I swirled it around and I wondered what I would make. And when I was finished, it kind of reminded me a bit of, I don't know if you remember, we talked about the artist Vincent van Gogh. Do you remember he painted daffodils? Well, one of his famous pictures was a thing called Starry Night. And when I was finished, I thought, oh, that looks a bit like Starry Night, one of his famous pictures. There's actually a famous song about Vincent van Gogh called Starry Night. Maybe you might like to listen to that. But look, so I wonder if you might like to try one of these, and I'll show you how I did it. Now, I didn't use paper. I used something else. I wonder what I used. Can you guess? Well, I'm going to show you now, okay? Right, so here are the materials, the things I'm going to use to make my picture. So what have I got? Well, I have my cotton buds, I have some paint, just have three colours for the minute. I have, can you hear what this is? It's tin foil and a piece of cardboard. So these are the things that I'm going to use, okay? So what we do is we take the cardboard and we put it around the cardboard. Okay, I'll show you how to do that. So you have your piece of cardboard and you have your tin foil, and what you do is I'm just going to put it on the table and I lift up and show you. So I folded that bit around the back like that, and then I'm going to fold it up that side here and make it nice and steady. So I'm kind of like wrapping the piece of cardboard in tin foil. Okay. So there it is. And we paint directly onto the tin foil. Now, tin foil is waterproof, which means it makes the paint slide around, and that's what gives us that kind of lumpiness when we do our picture. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next now. So first thing first is make your tin foil canvas. Now, why did I say the word canvas? A canvas is usually the thing that painters paint on. So we've made a canvas made out of cardboard and tin foil. Okay, so that's the first part, and now I'm going to put my paint on. Now you can't see me, but what I have here now is I have my little tin foil canvas and I have my paint here. I got my three colours which I'm just using for the moment. Now later on we can experiment with different colours. So what you do is you pick whatever colour you want. I'll just leave that bit back there so you can see. So I'm going to pick this light blue first here. So I'm going to dip my cotton bud in, and then you just put it onto the tin foil and you just move it around. You see? And I'm just making circles, so I'm just pushing the paint around. And you can see that when you push the cotton bud through the paint, it kind of pushes the paint around, doesn't it? And it leaves part of the tin foil without paint, and it kind of makes tracks, doesn't it? So I'm just going to put that there, and I'm going to get a bit more blue paint and put some over here. Now, it doesn't matter where you go. The most important thing is, boys and girls, is just get the paint onto your tin foil, right? And there's no right way or wrong way. It's your picture, so whatever you do, you can decide. So you load up, now say load up your cotton bud, I mean you dip it in, you get a nice big blob of paint, and you swirl it around. And you can kick back over places where you went, and what you can see is, you can see that the paint, because of the cotton bud, is pushing the paint around. You have kind of swirls in the paint, okay? And you can cover up the whole tin foil canvas with paint. Now I'm going to stop for a minute and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to switch over here. I'm going to use the other side of the cotton bud. It has no paint, and I'm going to pick the blue, this dark blue colour. Now, I could start over here, but what you could do is go back where you have your paint before and put this paint in as well. Okay, so what happens is you can see that the paint is starting to mix. Right? So you have dark blue and light blue mixing together, and the colours seem to change. I'll load up my brush again, and I can put that in and in like that. I keep swirling around, okay, and swirling around like that, okay, and you can push the paint around. Now, I probably need to get another cotton bud. Look at that. So I can leave that there for a minute. So I can use that again. I'm going to get another cotton bud, and this time I'm going to put my white paint in. So I'm going to put some white paint in. And if you look again, what it does is, if you put it in, it mixes with the other blues, and you get different kind of colours. Can you see? Let's move that back a little bit, so you can see the different kind of colours. So look at that. That could look like clouds in the sky. Look at that. Yeah. So I'm just swirling the paint around. And when you're looking at the paint, you can see that it's kind of lumpy. And that's the thing that gives it its texture, and it makes the picture look as if it's moving. So the swirls there make the paint look as if it's moving, or helps us think that our picture is actually moving because the paint is being swirled around. Yeah. Now, when you're kind of happy with that, maybe you could experiment with different colors. Now, if you look at my cotton bud here, it has a bit of yellow paint in, so I can mix that in, and that's where I'm getting my stars. Now, when you mix the yellow in with the blue, what happens is you end up with a kind of green. I don't know if you can see that there. Can you see that? The paint kind of turns green. So again, I'll just dip a bit more, load up a bit more yellow paint, and I'm going to put it in there. I can dip it in, and what happens is you're getting different kind of colours. So they could be the stars, or maybe because they're green, they could be trees, I don't know. And also, I just thought I found this other bit of colour here. Can you guess what this colour is? It's purple. So I'm going to put a bit of purple in as well, just to swirl it around and see what happens. And again, if you look, it seems to get more movement. And because the paint is lumpy and the tinfoil is kind of slidey, you can move the paint around. Now, if you want to, you can use your fingers as well, if you like. That just gets your fingers a bit messy. Some people don't like getting their fingers messy. That's why they use brushes or cotton buds. And don't forget, you can get your fork out, your spoon, and all those things, and you can put the paint onto your page. And I don't know what kind of picture you're making. I don't know what your picture's going to be. And sometimes maybe even you might know what your picture's going to be. But when it's finished, you might end up with something, and then you say, oh, that's what I made. But I do think when you do this kind of painting, it makes it look as if the paint is moving, which makes it look as if the picture is moving. That's why I think it's a kind of like a windy picture. A kind of a picture that has the wind blowing in it, maybe. So I wonder how you get on with that. So remember, have a go. Put the tin foil on your cardboard, get a bit of cotton buds and some paint, and see, can you do a moving, swirly picture. Now, you don't have to use the colours that I used in my whirling, swirling picture, but you can pick any colours you like and experiment, put more pictures in. And when you're using your cotton bud and you're mixing, you notice they look the yellow. I had yellow and blue, and it made green. So maybe you could experiment with different colours by mixing them and see what colours you end up with. So there you go. That's my whirling, swirling picture. And it looks a bit like Vincent van Gogh. Now, he didn't have cotton buds, I don't think, but he used things to make his paintings whirl and swirl. So there it is, our windy, whirling, swirling picture. Have a go and see how you get on. All right, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, big noodles.